Okay, so this story is about playing chicken international relationship. It was 4 p.m. on Saturday, November 14, 1998, in Iraq, and still morning back in the United States. The Picard Shah, the United States Special Envoy in Iraq, was in his office in Baghdad, waiting for the letter from Takrud Aziz, Iraqi Prime Minister. 2 weeks earlier, Iraqi leader Saddam Hussein had stopped United Nations weapon inspections program in Iraq. The United States have previously announced that if this inspector could not continue to inspection without restrictions, United States would resume bombing of suspected chemical and biological warfare factories in the country. Kofi Annan, Secretary General of United Nations, has been conducting a diplomatic initiative to stop the attack and resume the inspections. What Shah did not know was that B-52 bombers with air launchers, cruisers, and missiles were already in the air headed towards Iraq, while United States ship with the Sea-Land and cruise missiles were on standby by the Persian Gulf. Once the missiles were launched, they could not be recalled. Shah received word that the letter from Iraqi had been received, but it needed to be translated from Arabic to English. Shah, sensing that time was of the essence, sent his deputy to drive across town 20 minutes trip to pick up the letter at 4:45 p.m. But rather than driving it back, he had his deputy call him and read it over the phone. Shah rapidly took notes and had his secretary standing by the type them up and faxed them to Annan in New York. Just before 6 p.m., Shah talked to Annan on the phone. A few minutes later, he called the news conference to announce that Iraqi would permit inspectors to continue. The attack was called off minutes before the missiles were fired. Famish Nahimi, the political scientist at Baghdad University, was quoted as saying that he, Saddam, behaved very quickly and thought he knew the strike, as though he knew the strike was coming, although he knew he was racing against time. It was irrational escalation on the part of the Iraqis, and even more irrational escalation on the American side. 4 weeks later, when Iraqi again refused to permit inspectors free access to suspected sites, the United States initiated major 4-day bombing attack on military targets.